Hello everyone. Hello. Uh, Today we will discuss about process control block. This is one of the topics, important topics in operating system. Process control block is a data structure that contains information of the process related to it. And the process control block is also known as a task control block, entry of the process table, etc. In normal words, if I wanted to explain about the process control block means the state of the process. You are performing one process. What is that state of the process? Is stored in process control block. What is the stage of the process? In which stage process is now there, that information is stored in process control block. In last videos we have seen about the states of the process. In that states, new state, termination state, executing state, waiting state, we have seen all these states. Okay, so here in process control block it tells about the process that in which state it is being there. Okay, so this process control block is also known as task control block, entry of the process table, etc. Okay, it is very important for process management as the data structuring of for processes is done in terms of process control block. It also defines the current state of the operating system. So it gives the structure of the process. Telling about the information of the process state is nothing but structuring the processes. That the same is written there. And it also defines the current state of the operating system. When a process is being executed, who is executing? When operating system allocates resources, then only the process is executing. Okay. So here the current state of operating system is also known by process control block only, because process is executing, and that process is executing only because operating system is providing the resources. At what time which resources is provided by operating system, at what time which resource is released by operating system, everything, the state of the current state of the operating system also defined by process control block. Okay, the structure of the process control block. The process control stores many data items that are needed for efficient process management. Some of these data items are explained with the help of a given diagram. I will show you one diagram. Okay. Single process control block will store many data items of the process. When process is executing, we only see that process is being executed and you are getting a result. But at the back end, there are many data items which are needed by the process execution is stored in process control block. Without this process control block, you cannot execute your program or you cannot process the program. Okay, so this is the diagram. This diagram consists of process state, process number, program counter, registers, memory limits, and list of open files. Each and every process control block will consist of these things. Okay. Now we will discuss about process. This specify the process state, that is new, ready, running, waiting, or terminated. When process is about to execute, then it is called new. When it is waiting for resources, then ready. So these all states we have discussed in previous classes. So in process control block, process state is a thing where it stores or it specifies about the process stage, in which state it is there now. What is the state of the process now? Okay, when operating system asks about the process, then process control block will tell that in which state process is there now. That state of the process is under the process state. Okay, and the second one is process number. Process number is nothing but process id. Each and every process will be having a separate process id. Okay, this process id tells about the process. Unique process id will be there for each and every process, because it should not there should be no ambiguity between the processes. So that is the reason an unique id is process id is given to each and every process, so that operating system or resources or anything, if operating system want to allocate resources to the process, by looking at the unique ID of the process, it will allocate. It cannot send the resource just like that, because if it sends the resource like that, then the resource to which process it will go, it will not understand. That is the reason a separate number, a unique ID is provided to each and every processes. Okay, which shows the process number or process ID and everything. Okay, and the third one is program counter. This contains the address of next instruction that needs to be executed in the process. Okay, suppose you are executing a program. Okay, that is your process. In the process, you have many instructions. Means in your program you have many instructions, and whenever a program is executing, at that time direct program, total program will not be executed all at once. Okay, each and every line, each and every instruction will execute one by one, line by line program instructions will be executed. Okay, after completion of the first line, after completion of the execution of first line, and it will jump to the second line and then to the third line, like that each and every instruction will execute line by line. That is your process actually. Okay, so each and every line will be having separate data, separate information, separate details will be there in each and every line. One line will not be same as the second line, or second line will not be same as the third line. All instructions are different. Okay, so this program counter will tell about the next instruction which has to be executed. Means you may ask, you may tell that what is there in that next instruction. Means if first line is executed, then definitely second line will execute. If second line is executed, then definitely third line will execute. No, it is not the process of execution actually. So whenever after writing the program, if program reaches to some one instruction where printf is there, okay, before executing that printf function, printf, it has to check whether for that printf a definition is available in the program or not. Is it defined in the program or what, or not? Okay, so where it will check, it will directly go to the header files and check there iostream. Okay, so you cannot say that after first line second instruction will execute, after second line third instruction will execute. In the program execution, in the instructions execution, the execution part will may jump to any part of the program at any time. Okay, after executing second line, it may jump to the fifth line. After executing fifth line, it may go back to the first line again. Like that it will happen. So in this program counter, it will store the address of next instruction that needs to be executed in the process. After executing first line, if fifth line has to be executed, then that information has to be stored. If that information is not stored, then which line has to be executed? That will not be understood, will not understand to the compiler or anything, whatever the thing you have installed. Okay, so next instruction details have to be noted in the program counter, so that after executing some instruction, this next instruction address will be stored in the program counter. This is for the easy process of executing instructions. So next line instruction, next instruction address will be stored in the program counter. And the next one is registers. This specify the registers that are used by the process. All the process will use different things. It needs several resources. It may be anything like registers, index registers, stack pointer, general purpose registers, etc. Many. For a single process, you cannot say that only this is enough. If it is there, then my process will be executed without any problem. You cannot tell that, because operating system at any time it may need anything. Okay, so here for your process, what type of registers have to be used, that will be stored in the registers part. Means in your process, how many registers have to be needed to completely execute your process. Every details will be stored in the register, so that there should not be any problem while executing the process. So everything will be specified in the registers which are to be used by the process. And these registers may include accumulators, index registers, stack pointers, general purpose registers, etc. It may use any of these registers in the process to execute the program given by the user. And the next one is memory limits. This field contains the information about the memory management system used by the operating system. This may include the page tables, segment tables, etc. So, if you are writing a program, you have written int I equal to 0. Okay, this 0 is stored in I, means memory is allocated to that for I. Okay, so memory limits means it contains the information about the memory management system. Means how many bytes of memory is given to that particular I. Everything. That information will be stored in the memory limits. Memory management information will also be stored in the memory limits, like how much memory is used, when it is used, and when it is allocated, when it is deallocated. Every information will be stored in the memory limits. CPU scheduling information will also be there. CPU scheduling information means scheduling is a separate topic, it is a big topic, but for as simple words, if I wanted to tell about CPU scheduling information, scheduling means uh, executing the process. Scheduling means after this what has to be happened, after that what has to be repaired. If interrupt occurs, then what? If interrupt does not occur, then what? Every information will be stored in the CPU scheduling information. And also accounting information will also be there, like how many processes are executed, and those processes at what time they are executed, how much time it has taken, what type of registers it used, how many registers it has used. Everything will be stored in accounting information also. The next one is open files list. This information includes a list of files opened for a process. For some process, how many list of files has to be used? That list of files will be opened to execute the process, to complete the process execution without any problem. Okay, that is nothing but open files list. Okay, this is about process control block. So, whenever any process has to be executed, that time for every process, a process control block will be there which will store all these information. Without this, a process will not be executed within a time, or it will not give you the best result. So, for a single process execution, a process control block is needed, which helps in executing the process without any problem. Okay, so simply process control block means the state of the process is nothing but process control block. What is the state of the process? If you want to know the state of the process, then definitely you have to see the process control block of that particular process. Then only you will understand at what state the process is now. That tells about process control block. Thank you.